Hey guys, anyways, Hope here. Welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm excited to share with you guys some details in regards to iOS 17, the latest beta 4. It appears that Apple has accidentally leaked some new features that are coming to your iPhone, and I wanted to share those details with you guys because of course Apple made no mentions of these features before, so let's go ahead and dive right into this video. Now the first thing I want to share with you guys is iOS 17 and developer beta 4. Apple has accidentally leaked 9 functions that should be coming to your iPhone with the action button. Now, I'm sure most of you guys probably already heard the iPhone 15 is set to replace the mute switch with an action button, similar to what we find on the Apple Watch. Well, 9 programmable actions have been leaked, and according to this list, Apple will be enabling things like accessibilities, where you can launch accessibility features by pressing on this button. You know how you can press 3 times on the side button here to access some of your accessibility features. So something similar to this, but of course, one press actions for accessibility users will be available through this action button. Now, one of my favorite listed here is the shortcuts. Now, you know there's tons of shortcuts, and this opens up the door to amazing possibilities with this reprogrammable action button on the iPhone. And now if shortcuts is added to this list as a remappable option, of course we'll have the option to choose any shortcut, which again opens the door to crazy possibilities with the shortcuts application. Now, of course, this also will serve as a silent mute switch, of course, and also the camera. You can also launch the camera directly from this action button, as well as the flash. You can turn on and off the flash, enable some of your focus modes on your iPhone. You can also enable focus mode according to this leak, and the translation button and the voice memos options will also be remappable as options for quick actions using the rumored action button on the iPhone 15. So yeah, iOS 17 developer beta 4, although it didn't bring too many new features and changes, it did actually leak some information in the code in regards to the upcoming action button on the iPhone, which I'm extremely excited about, to be honest. Now, before we continue, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, CASEKOO and the CASEKOO MagicStand case. This is my favorite case. I use it every single day. Of course, the MagicStand is the highlighted feature here. It allows me to use my MagSafe accessories without having to remove my case. I can also use the MagicStand, of course, to prop my iPhone up to watch YouTube videos or play video games. CASEKOO is having a brand day, 25% off each day with an additional 15% off for a total of 40% for 3 days straight from August 7th through August the 9th. So make sure you check out all the links in the description. On day 1, you have your CASEKOO Cloud series of cases with up to 40% off. Again, the first hour, you want to make sure you're there to get up to 40% off. On day 2, CASEKOO is featuring the MagicStand case series as well. And on day 3, the offers continue with various products up to 40% off. You don't want to miss this deal. CASEKOO Brand Day. Make sure you check out the links in the description and grab your CASEKOO case today. Thank you to CASEKOO for sponsoring today's video. Now, one of the most anticipated and wanted features for the iPhone is the ability to sideload applications, right? The ability to install apps on your iPhone outside of the App Store. You may remember the rumor that Apple was working on allowing third-party applications onto the iPhone, or at least the ability to install apps from third-party sources outside of the App Store. However, Apple made no mention of this whatsoever within iOS 17 when they announced it at WWDC, and of course, that is to be expected. However, back as far as iOS 16.4, Apple had already started working on this feature according to very reliable sources. This feature is currently being worked on, and Apple themselves were asked about this feature, and here's what Apple had to say.
Regulations in the European Union, one of them...
So Rockwell definitely didn't get European competition regulation.
But one of them is, at least as I understand it right now, that at some point next year, side loading is going to be mandated on mobile platforms that are defined by a definition that applies to iOS and Android. I mean, for lack of a better definition.
Android.
But there was... Yeah. Hats off to you. But a lot of people were anticipating in Monday...
Wrong room.
A lot of people... One of the things people were anticipating Monday was, is this going to come up? And it, as far as I can, it certainly didn't come up in the keynote, but as far as I can tell, in everything else released about iOS 17, there's no word about it. And I'm curious if there is something there that I missed, or it's still not set in stone? Where does this stand?
Well, I guess I'd return to my previous comment, which is we want to make sure that whatever we do is the right thing for our customers and the safety of our customers. We are working with the EU on what safe compliance could look like, and don't have anything more to talk about today.
So basically, Apple is being forced here to allow users to install third-party apps onto the iPhone with third-party app stores, right? So not using the App Store on your iPhone. Now, this feature is a good and bad feature at the same time because, of course, if things don't get monitored properly, viruses and things can get into your devices. However, we've been doing this on Macs for years, so Apple could most likely bring the same functionalities from the Mac over to the iPhone in order to allow side loading or third-party apps onto the iPhone in order to install apps onto your phone, right? So this is a feature that a lot of you guys are looking forward to, and code found within iOS 16 suggests that Apple is definitely working on this feature, and it should be coming at some point, maybe iOS 17.2, 17.3 later down the road in 2024, January, February, but Apple will most likely have to comply. However, the code within iOS 16 suggests that this feature may be region-based, so location-based, right? So if you live in an area where this is required, your iPhone will give you the option to do so. Let me know what you think about this one in those comments down below. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about an upcoming iPhone option or feature that, according to iOS 17 Developer Beta 4, Apple is working on, and that is game mode. Now, game mode, of course, is a feature that's currently only available within macOS Sonoma, and basically this optimizes your Mac for better performance while gaming. Well, code within iOS 17 Developer Beta 4 suggests that Apple is definitely working on bringing game mode over to the iPhone and the iPad. So imagine the power of the M2 chip or the M3 in the future on iPads being completely deployed to play games on your iPad. This will put Apple to compete directly with things like Nintendo Switch, and it will actually put Apple in the gaming space for good. Now, also, of course, on the iPhone, keep in mind the iPhone is a very, very popular device. There's millions of iPhones out there, millions of iPads. Bringing this feature to the iPhone, optimizing the Apple A16 and A17 processor, freeing the entire capabilities in order to provide the optimal conditions for gaming on the hardware would be kind of crazy to see. I'm actually super excited and can't wait to see game mode come over to the iPhone. Keep in mind, Apple already owns Apple Arcade, so it makes sense for Apple to bring this new game mode option to the iPhone and iPads. Now, I'm really excited for this one as I've recently gotten into gaming. I would love to pick up my games over on the iPhone and iPad as I'm traveling and see the optimal performance from the Apple A17, A16 processor, and of course on the Mac as well, and continue playing my games as if I was playing on a portable console like the Nintendo Switch. Again, this will put Apple in direct competition and on the map, right, for gaming, because this will enable your hardware to be fully optimized for gaming, and this will be a great thing. I can bring over my PlayStation 5 remote or my Xbox remote and play my games anywhere I go with the best graphics and performance on the iPhone. Game mode, as I mentioned, should be coming later this year with iOS 17.1 or 17.2. We're not sure, but code within iOS 17 Developer Beta 4 suggests that Apple is definitely working on bringing game mode over to the iPhone and the iPad. Let me know what you think about this information in those comments down below. Thank you for watching today's video, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.